morning. Welcome to another day in the life. If you are new here, my name is Candace and I am a revenue manager, just sharing what I do day to day in my role. So today's Tuesday, the 21st. I had Juneteenth off, so that was really nice. Yesterday was also my wedding anniversary, so we actually just went out to the beach and enjoyed ourselves. But as far as work goes, I have so much to do. I was so busy on Friday, busier than I wanted to be. You know, you kind of want to close out the week on an easier note, and I got slammed with a big issue that I was researching for a long time regarding pre-authorization. So we had a patient that was supposed to have a surgery today, and the pre-authorization was denied, and I don't know why it was denied. There were questions of why the case was denied. Are there any changes in payers with the procedure? And there was one more question, I can't remember, but one of the biggest issues is that the procedure needs to be done as an inpatient, but it's only getting approved as an outpatient, like observation. But the patient has to stay, I think, maybe 2 to 3 days, so it should be inpatient, but the payers are not paying for that. They're paying it as an outpatient. So researching that, then somebody changed the status from inpatient to outpatient, I believe, to get it approved. But when I talked to the manager via email, she doesn't know how it changed. The pre-authorizations are handled by the pre-authorization team, and yet she doesn't know how the status got changed from inpatient to outpatient. That doesn't make any sense to me. So it's one of those where I have to figure out the breakdown in a process that doesn't belong to me. Like, I know what I did wrong if, there's an issue, but I have to figure that out, and I need to finish working on that today. So I had to drop my daughters off for their piano practice, which means I'm going into work a little later, which means I will be parking in the garage because I have a meeting at 9 o'clock and it's currently 7:58. So I'll get there with like 15 to 10 minutes to spare, meaning walk to my office. So we're gonna go ahead and get rolling on this busy highway, and I'll check in later. Parking garages make me so nervous. They really give me like high anxiety because I always think the worst, that I'm not going to speak into existence. I need to not think it either, but I'd be like, how is this holding all these cars? Like, I don't. And then if I can see the gap in between the levels, nope, I don't do that. What's 841? I'm so mad I didn't get a ticket. So it is 1:51. I'm just now able to check in. I'm just now eating lunch. I'm starving because I did not have breakfast. The only thing I've had today is a cup of coffee. And I've had so many things that I need to work on. One of them is getting the finance slides ready, or my revenue slides rather, ready for the finance meeting. And then in addition to that, marking up a policy that needed to be revised, or a job aid that needed to be revised. Following up on missing op notes. A doctor has emailed me asking for the status of accounts. And then I just get an email from my boss saying, have you reached out to all of the NSU MDs listed below? No, I haven't. Can I get a chance to eat? My gosh. So yeah. Well, my day is over. I didn't get much in the office at all. My day was just about like Friday, researching, let's see, what's the biggest thing that I worked on today? I think one of the biggest things I worked on was intraoperative monitoring. And the issue with that is, one, they're not dictating the op note. Two, if the op note does not contain the attestation that's appropriate to bill, it won't go through. So compliance is the one who approves our attestations, and my understanding of how it works is, if the system reads the note and sees that that attestation is not there, then it will automatically go to a work queue. And how they can see that is because the attestations are inserted by a dot phrase. So say for example, if the dot phrase was .iom, all the physician needs to do is put that in there. So working on that to see what's going on and trying to understand it. Needed to reach out to another revenue manager to figure out what I need to do. But now I'm about to be pissed paying this $10 ticket. So another thing that I worked on, I worked on compiling the information for new and return visits for each department within our division. And then I'm finding out I am moving offices, and this will be the second time for that. But luckily my office is not set up how I had it set up in my other organization, because that was a permanent space and my office was all decorated. My accolades was in my office, pictures of my kids, other little knickknacks, coffee mugs, things that my team had bought me back when I was a manager. Speaking of that, I don't think I ever have spoken on my title exactly, because one might think just because you're a manager that you are automatically over people, and I'm not. So what's interesting is, when I was applying for these different roles for revenue cycle manager, revenue cycle or revenue manager, and then director of revenue cycles, a lot of those positions, when I went back down to the like a manager type position, they were all individual roles. So you'd be considered an individual contributor, not managing anybody. So I want to manage people. So that's one thing that I miss. Well, I'm literally managing the revenue. So back to moving offices. They're still trying to figure out where to place people permanently. I am going to be sharing an office with my coworker, who's the financial analyst. The only thing is, which I'm going to hate, she's automatically going to pick the side that faces the door, and my back is going to be towards the door, and I don't like that. Being said, I will be transitioning my content to working from home as a revenue manager, because I just can't get what I want to get with everybody in the office, and I'm definitely not going to be able to get it once I am back to sharing offices. And because the whole team is there, everybody, like the main people in the division are there on Tuesdays, it's hard for me to even talk out loud with my door open. Like, I'll have to close my door and, you know, give a quick update and things like that. So when I'm at home, so we just not going to use blinkers, and you gotta trailer on the back of your truck. But if I hit them, I'm the one that's in trouble, right? Anyway, so I will be able to talk things out much more when I'm at home and in detail, and you know, I should be able to come up with some better topics in my day-to-day, focusing on one thing and then going into detail about that, because there's, at one point, yes, it does get repetitive. At the same time, I can break down each thing that I'm doing, you know, day by day as we go along, and new things come up all the time, new issues that I'm not aware of, that I'll have to research and, you know, find my own way. Another thing that is great that my boss got for me was Encoder Pro with add-ons. I am so happy about that. That is really a blessing, because it's going to help me so much more with understanding coding and having the CPT assistant and the AHA coding clinic. Oh my gosh, I use those items every single day in my last role, especially when educating physicians. Our coding team, they don't educate like I educated providers. However, I have never educated on surgical coding. I say time and time again, I don't have any experience with surgical coding. I can't really be mad at the way they do or don't educate, but it's just that they don't have the resources that I do, they don't have the knowledge that I do, and the not professionalism. I'm just gonna leave it at they don't educate like I do. Okay. So with the CPT assistant, I'll be able to talk the language of a coder, but also provide the resource. So what I found, especially in my last role, is if you say, well, this is the guideline per CMS or per our consultant, they take that much more seriously versus coding just saying, well, this is how I want to code it. Because that's what the doctors think. The doctors think, oh, well, let's just say, for example, code 22853 was pre-authorized, but the coder had it coded 22641, completely making that up. That's probably two completely different procedures. Well, the doctor is asking, why did you code it 22641 when the procedure I did was 22853? And when a coder gives an answer, they just say, well, the procedure you did was this, and that codes to this. They don't give out the definitions, the, you know, guidelines to attach to it, any resources or anything like that. So I'll be able to do that on my own. I'll still have to consult with coding, but at least I can break down the explanation. Like, I'll probably get the explanation from coding and then provide the information to the doctor with actual guidance from AMA or the AHA coding clinic if it's a diagnosis issue, things like that. It's hot, as you can see. I done took off my blazer. And with that said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time. So decided to jump back on here since I am in stop and go traffic on the highway. So I will definitely be transitioning to content at home, working from home. So I think this essentially will be better. I just like me being in the office setting more and you seeing that. But since all of my videos have been that so far, it'll be nice to see how it is at home. It also gives me a reason to straighten up my work area. And then keep that neat. Also, because I'm going to start creating my content at home, that means I need to be put together. I always found it so aspiring for those who work from home and they still like get dressed, have full face. Now, when I have a meeting, I'm definitely, you know, face up. I have a decent, you know, my shirt's good, my face is good, hair is good, but from the waist down, nothing. Some leggings, some shorts, pajama shorts, Should I have one nice pair of pajamas that one time I just wore that on camera. It looked like a regular outfit that came from Sonoma. So one lady that I watch, her name is Kristen Alexis, and I first started watching her from her project management videos. I love watching other day in the life videos. And I don't know if she had meetings all the time, but she was really getting herself together, full outfit, makeup, and everything every single day. And then she go right to her little office space. And I do think that if you're getting yourself together every day, that when you look better, you feel better. And so maybe that would help me be more productive. I don't know, because I'm just laying around looking like a bum. I don't think it makes a difference in my productivity, but I can see where the motivation comes from when you do get up, put yourself together, and then sign on to the computer, regardless if you have meetings or not. One of my classes is coming to an end. It's the healthcare reimbursement, but as soon as that class ends, my next one begins, which is good. They keep giving me assignments. They like how I'm teaching the class. They like my interaction. They like the feedback that I get. I give personalized feedback on every single assignment. When it comes to, the bachelor level courses, it's so much writing that you have to do that it's ridiculous. It's actually a lot more work, but because it's the same topics over and over, I'm able to do a lot of cut and paste with the comments, like, thank you for your posting your discussion on time, you met this requirement, but if there's an element missing, I do point out exactly what it is, what resources they should use, what they need to re-review, because at the end of the day, it affects their final grade and final paper. Versus the classes in the HIM program, it's a lot of tests, like automated tests. When I taught medical terminology, even though I taught it in person, their assignments were all tests that were automatically graded. I didn't have to do anything. And so when I taught medical terminology online, all I'm really doing is monitoring the attendance and who turned in an assignment, when I need to put in zeros, things like that. So really, really easy. Now the statistics class that I'm teaching, that's a different story. When they have to explain things from a math perspective, I do have to, make sure they're on the right track. But 90% of the course is still all tests, multiple choice, and that's it. So I'm getting more experience with teaching the statistics class and teaching, online. I hope that with the other school that I get out of teaching healthcare reimbursement, and that I can teach something else, just to, add that on my resume. They have it that I'm available. Like, they told me in my assignment that I was eligible to teach so many classes. So it's just a matter of them assigning me a different class other than healthcare reimbursement. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind teaching a second one. It is a second class at that school, which means 3 classes, but it already is a lot. But at the same time, I'm also all about the grind. So, can't really complain there. I'm still trying to figure out, I've talked about CDI quite a few times, but my learning goals that I need to get to is really the financial side of revenue cycle, the reporting, learning about the AR, the factors that affect AR, payer mix, and things like that. Because I don't know if he remembers, he may not, but my mentor, it only took him one time to say it, and I was like, you're right. One hand, he says that, I really need to get in contact with the CDI professionals at my organization and, see if they have openings over there or how we can collaborate. But then at one point I told him, I said, there is no room for me with CDI and working in that department, because they want all nurses. So what I told him, I said, I need to get my CRCR, my Certified Revenue Cycle Representative certification from HFMA. Wow, that was a mouthful. And I need to focus on honing in on those skills that I need to build up, becoming confident in those skills so that I can exceed in my job. Like, I'm done with the CDI stuff. I can use it to help my providers in preventing denials, but once CDI hits the back end, it's what can I do? I can educate on the front, but nothing on the back, and I'm fine with that. Now I am just cleaning and disinfecting my desk so I can have a fresh start at home tomorrow. They say a cluttered desk is a sign of genius, and that I am. That said, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.